time for the Straight Up Wrestling Show.
What's up, everybody? It's HBT with the Straight Up Wrestling Show. I'm here with my man, Christopher Burton.
People's Podcast. What's going on, y'all?
What's up, everybody? It's the Straight Up Wrestling Show, guys. 4-year anniversary. Yesterday was 4 years of the Straight Up Wrestling Show. But, hey, we downtown Greenville, South Carolina, man.
Yes.
Greenville, South Carolina, our hometown. And we're going to do some podcasting. Hey, right now, man, we came down here. We just got our phones in our hands.
Yeah.
But we're going to turn this thing around, and we're going to walk around a little bit.
Y'all can see the sights
in a
of
little while,
downtown,
so
man,
y'all will be able to.
Park,
yes, y'all will be able to.
Yes. And the beautiful part of Greenville, South Carolina, man. Actually, the whole city is beautiful. As you hear in the background, man playing saxophone, doing a heck of a job. I don't know who he is, but he's doing a good job. And just to let you know, we do not own the rights to any music he is playing.
No, we do not.
Just put that disclaimer out there.
Yeah, just in case, man, he got some of the stuff copyrighted.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
This guy, he's really good.
Yeah, man.
Whoever he is. But yeah, we got some great things going on, man. Right behind us, I think we got some kids that's about to play some soccer. But yeah, we will be turning this thing around so people can see exactly what we're talking about when we talk about the beautiful sights of Greenville, South Carolina, hometown, and sights and sounds. And we'll be walking around and talking about, just talking about things that
happening in pro wrestling.
Yeah, that's happening in pro wrestling.
Past 4 years.
Yeah, happened in the past 4 years since we've been doing this.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about the indies, guys. So we're going to get deep into the indies and we're going to get deep into WWE and AEW. So, hey, stay tuned and pretty much rock with us, guys.
Yes, and while you're at it, guys, y'all know what to do, man. Hey, share. I mean, this is a special episode, man. And, hey, we're going to be pretty much celebrating the rest of the month for our anniversary, man. We're going to try to get some interviews with some wrestlers, man.
Oh, yes.
If we can't get interviews, we're going to be giving shout-outs to people, man, to help start the show, i.e. Michael King. Our man Michael King.
Yeah, Michael King. Big ups to Michael King.
Man.
He did help start it.
Yes.
He was here at the get-go, at the beginning.
Yes, he was, man. And everybody that's helped along the way. But yeah, share. And whatever you do, no matter what platform you're on, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And hey, just stay up to date on anything with the Straight Up Wrestling Show as we go on and talk about anything wrestling or anything in general, because you know how y'all do. We start out wrestling, next thing you know, we up here talking about Shaka Khan and Rufus
Exactly.
and Big Daddy Kane. And y'all
Talking
know
about the Jeffersons, the good times and everything, and I just got hit by a soccer ball in the back, but it's okay.
But wrestling, man, but you know how the conversation go. Hey, we start out wrestling and everything just goes crazy, man. But hey, guys, we thank y'all. We thank y'all. We said it a million times. Thank y'all for the past 4 years rocking with your boys, man. Because without you, there would be no us. And we thank y'all for rocking with us these past 4 years, man. We really do appreciate it, guys. We really do. Much love, guys. Much love.
Yeah, go and make sure that's off my page. Make sure you post that over to Straight Up Wrestling Show page. But yeah, most definitely, we got a lot to talk about here, guys. And we're going to get into that. But like I said, in just a little bit, we will be turning this camera around. And you will be hearing our voices.
Yeah,
guys,
you'll be able to see the sights.
Yeah, you'll be able to see the sights as we walk around, man. Yes. We're going to walk around and be talking about what has went down during the 4 years of the Straight Up Wrestling Show, man. So, hey, definitely share, especially if you're over on Facebook.
Yes.
You are part of the upstate, as far as upstate, the Western Carolina wrestling community, Georgia wrestling community. We will be talking about some of the best wrestlers and some of the great wrestling areas that we've been to. As far as some of these indie promotions, we definitely will be talking about that, and we will be giving shout outs to a lot of the people that's running these shows. So definitely stay in tune. So me and Chris, we're gonna have a lot to talk about here. Man. So like I said, we will turn this thing around so you guys can see. Like I said, what's going on here? Downtown Greenville, man. There's a lot of things going on. People love to come downtown Greenville, man. We have thousands and thousands of people that come here during the weekend and throughout the week.
Yeah, downtown Greenville has flourished a lot, man.
It was ranked this year number 3 as far as downtowns in the United States. It was ranked number 3. 2 years ago, it was number 1. Like last year, I think it was number 2. They was number 3. I think it was like 4 or 5 last year. But yeah, Greenville, South Carolina is one of the best downtowns
We're
ever.
definitely growing, man.
Yeah, we're growing too fast to tell you the truth.
And it's funny too because it reminded me of when the NCAA men's tournament first came to Greenville. They interviewed some people walking downtown. They were just basically like, never heard of Greenville, South Carolina, didn't know nothing about it, and they thought it was basically a updated Mayberry.
You're right, right.
Because you had a lot of people coming from big cities across the nation who's never been to Greenville, never heard of it. But guess what, guys? Now this is like a destination to be. A lot of people have moved here and a lot has changed, but we try to keep things the same as much as possible.
No doubt, no doubt about that. All right, but yes, so right now I'm about to flip this thing around and we're gonna start off. We're gonna talk about when Chris and I first went out to an indie show here in South Carolina, APW out in Boiling Springs. So we're going to talk about that and talk about some of the things that happened there.
Says, howdy, guys. Happy anniversary. Congratulations on 4 years. Blessings on many, many more. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank you.
All right, let's turn this thing to the back camera, Chris, and go and, goodness sake. Let me see how I get out of this and go. Okay, here we go. All right, Chris, let's get him a walk around a little bit. How you doing, sir?
Well, I'm still alive.
You still alive? Hey, no doubt. Yeah, exactly. As long as you're still alive, you're still breathing. Good to meet you, sir. My name's Harry. This is Chris. Yeah, we do a wrestling podcast.
Wrestling?
Yeah, we do a wrestling podcast.
You guys wrestlers in your youth?
No, we wasn't.
Yeah,
we was not. He was. I was not.
You look like you were. Yeah, seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
That's a good compliment. Now we podcast. We do wrestling commentary, and we do booking for wrestling shows. So we do that stuff now.
Yeah, so we're not in the ring anymore, but we're still in it.
Yeah, exactly. But I see you got your camera and everything, taking some shots and all that. Are you from Greenville? You from this area? Or where you from?
Iowa.
Oh, y'all are from Iowa. Okay. How long you been in Greenville?
Since last Wednesday.
Oh, since last Wednesday. Are you moving here?
This Wednesday.
Oh, your son lives here? Okay. Live in Malden? Yeah, Malden is great. Yeah. Part of the Greenville area. Yeah, it is hot. This is a hot area. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. But enjoy talking to you. Y'all have a great vacation of the time that you're here. All right.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you. All right.
You guys have
All right, you too. All right, buddy. All right, but so like I said, we walking around, probably stop and you can probably say a few words to some people because that's what we do here. You know, we just friendly, we talk to people. All right, how y'all doing today? All right. But yeah, so we definitely gonna talk about that. But Chris, man, when we started this wrestling show. I mean, well, we got together and you was out working the indie scene, man. You was at an indie show and you started working with my man Danny Paris.
Yes, Danny Paris, the great Danny Paris. God rest his soul, man. Let's walk across the bridge a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna walk across the bridge, guys.
And y'all about to see one of the main attractions of Greenville, South Carolina downtown. Y'all about to see one of the main attractions, man. Is the downtown waterfall, natural waterfall. If you ever watch Raw, y'all see that river that they show. Well, we're gonna show you the actual waterfalls, man. And this river literally flows right through the city. It literally flows right through the city, guys. And we're in Falls Park. This is a destination for anybody. And we're coming up on the falls right now, man. Y'all about to see it here in a minute. But yeah, when I was working the indie scene, man, Danny, I started doing commentary with Danny, man. And
all right, let's start right here a little bit. All right, come on over.
Well, we can get a better view down here, man.
Okay.
We got that tree right there.
Yeah.
Trust me, man. You know I walk this bridge. I know all the spots, man.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was working with Danny, man, and commentary, and I did my first APW show. American Pro Wrestling, man. And yeah, and like I said, it was good to be back in the business, man, and be back on, into it and everything, and get back into the indie scene. And there was a lot of people that I knew when I was wrestling, man, that I hadn't seen in years, or a lot of people that I heard about from years gone that I didn't know was still around. And it was just good to be back, man. And Danny was one of the greats, man. That man, his resume alone was just incredible, man.
No ifs, ands, and buts about that.
Did, man, and the things he said and the people he's met. I mean, Danny Paris. I mean, I can't even put words to describe how that man was, man. He was an amazing, amazing man.
Yeah, we definitely missed Danny Paris. And yes, Chris went over to APW American Pro Wrestling in Bowling Springs, South Carolina. That's where I met up with him. Like 2 weeks after you went?
Yeah.
The first 2 weeks you
Yeah.
went, and then I went the third week, and then after that, I started talking to him. I met Chris. Well, I already knew Chris. Of course, that's my boy. But I met Jay Eagle. I met Michael King, and I saw that Chris and Michael King, they had a friendship.
Yep.
And so I decided to start. I was talking to them, and after me and Chris got home, me and Chris were talking on the phone, and I said maybe we'll start a podcast or whatever, or we'll do something. Yeah. And he talked to Michael King, and Michael King was excited about it. He was excited about it. Yep. So we went ahead and started the podcast, man, and that's how the Straight Up Wrestling Show podcast got started. And I tell you what, when I was very impressed with what I saw, Chris, during that first show that I saw up there in Bowling Springs, South Carolina, man. It was very good, man. It was very good. It reminded me a lot of old Mid-Atlantic Championship wrestling.
Yeah, man.
Straight up.
And it did remind you a lot of Mid-Atlantic, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The stuff that you remember coming up every Monday night that you saw and stuff, man.
Right.
So, and that's what basically got you hooked into it, though.
Oh, yeah.
Man, how they presented it.
Yeah,
right. The old school style, but it had a new school flavor kind of to it.
Right.
With the modern day acrobatics and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
But it still had that old school feel to it. So it was like two generations mixing, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And as y'all see on the screen right now, man, this is Falls Park, man. This is the waterfall that they show on Raw, but y'all don't see this part. Y'all see the other part of the river. But this is the main attraction right here, guys. This is the river, Reedy River, that flows through Greenville, South Carolina, guys. And yeah, man. So this is what's up, man. And we got Magnum in the building.
Yeah, I saw that.
Chris, the good people of Greenville.
What's going on, Mag? Good to see that you're on here, brother.
Hello, Mag. Hope your day's going good. And we got Escobar Mohammed there working in Joshua Tree, California. What's up, Escobar?
And Bill Hazelwood said, then you met a world famous announcer. What's up, Bill Hazelwood, man? Hey, one of the greatest, man. He is. Hey, he might not be Michael Buffer. His name may not be Michael Buffer, but he's just as good, believe me, 100%.
If not better, man.
Yeah, no doubt. If not better. Yeah, I see Escobar on there. Appreciate it. But so let's go on, Chris. Man, I'm not gonna be standing on because hey, as you people, y'all don't know, but this doggone,
everybody walks across the bridge and the bridge bounces.
And the bridge, it bounced, it rocks.
And getting scared.
Yeah, I'm not getting scared at all. But like I say, I don't trust Chris, man. Chris might have a grudge against me and might want to throw me off. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, you'll be out the ground to catch it.
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
And this right here, man, is one of the newest hotels, man. The Grand Bohemian Hotel, man. This thing has shops in it. It's a bar, restaurant, hotel, all in one, man.
Oh, yeah. All right. I want to be courteous to everybody as we go through. We got people riding bikes here on the bridge. All right. So, but yeah, that was a great start, Chris, of the Straight Up Wrestling Show. Me, you, Michael King. We started doing our thing. We did our first show actually in Greer, South Carolina, but that's part of Greenville too. For anybody that's gonna think that's not part of Greenville, I know a lot of people, these suburbs of Greenville, they want to say, oh, it's Greer, Simpsonville, Malden, and things like that. But it's Greenville. It's Greenville. We call it the Greater Greenville area.
Yeah.
So that's part of Greenville too. And we did our first show in Greer, South Carolina, and that's another downtown that's really beautiful, Chris.
Actually, it was in Michael King's neighborhood at the time.
No, not in Greer. Not that one. Michael King stayed in Bowling Springs, bro.
Oh, well, hey.
First show was in Greer, South Carolina. The third show that we did was in Michael King's neighborhood. Okay. All right,
I knew it was one.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't that show. But the first show was in Greer, South Carolina. Was a pretty good show.
Hotel.
So what we used to do at that time, we wasn't live. We would watch all the shows during the week. Yep. We watched all the shows during the week, and then we would go back and we would talk about the shows, guys. So that's what we was doing. And I remember that first week, and I remember Chris, he was like stunned because we was talking about not Michael King, talked about Eric Bischoff, because Michael King was he's a big Eric Bischoff fan. Yeah. And we talked about Eric Bischoff, and I was talking about what I liked about Eric Bischoff, and Chris was like, He couldn't stand that Eric Bischoff. You know, Eric Bischoff.
No, you couldn't stand Eric Bischoff.
No, I can't. I couldn't stand Eric Bischoff. I told you I like Eric Bischoff from when he was an announcer. When he first came there, he was an announcer.
Hey, like when he worked in the mail room.
Yeah,
when he wasn't even.
Yeah, you didn't like him at that Eric Bischoff. I guess you liked Eric Bischoff that came in and got with the NWO and pretty much screwed up wrestling.
Hey man, he was on that John Cena, but he was going to screw wrestling over, but.
Okay.
But man, I mean Eric Bischoff back then was. I don't know, man.
Okay, but look, I don't think he was trying to screw over wrestling at all. I look. When it boils down to it, the man didn't know much about wrestling. You know,
he knew Vern Gagne.
He knew Vern Gagne. He worked for Vern Gagne. He came in, and I thought the guy knew more than what he supposedly ended up saying.
Yeah.
I thought he knew a little bit more. I thought he had respect for the business as far as, you know, knowing the veterans, knowing Flair, knowing Harley Race, and people like that. I guess it is, Chris. Wow. I guess it is.
I've never seen this part, man.
Yeah, I've never seen this part either. But yeah, let me go ahead and flip this thing around. Oh, God. All right, I'll talk to Chris. A little bit. Okay. But look, man, I thought the man respected the business a little bit better. Knew the business.
I thought he did too, but we found out otherwise.
Yeah, and I figured, in my opinion, I think he wanted to do the best he could as far as WCW.
Yeah,
but,
of course, yeah. What is that, one of the four horsemen, boy?
Like he said, you know, hey, every time he turned on the TV, he saw WWE, he saw Hulk Hogan. I mean, you know, WWF, World Wrestling Federation, and that was the big thing. So,
yeah. I mean, that was the big dog, as they used to say back in the day. It wasn't WWF, it was New York.
Yeah.
That's what they used to call it, going to New York.
That's right. And see, so he figured, hey, he got the job, and the only way, I mean, that he knew how to really bring wrestling up was to pretty much
mimic what?
Follow the leader. And, you know, he was going to do it the way that they did it, but he was going to try to do it better. And he had an avenue to where he can get to more money and do it. To Eternal. So, hey, I can't say that his plan was wrong or anything.
No, not at all, man.
You know, it just him executing it was
it had some flaws.
Yeah, it had some flaws, and he just didn't have a long-term plan. Put it that way.
Yeah,
it was a short-term plan. You know, he had that the NWO. He didn't have anything after that, and that's what screwed him up, straight up. But yeah, let's go on and talk about what else what was going down at APW. And Michael King, you know, hey, he was affiliated with a guy, man, that's in the news right now, in the upstate South Carolina, AJ Frost. And look, first off, I want to say AJ Frost, great wrestler.
Yeah.
Have much respect for him, man.
One of your favorites, man. You fell in love with that.
Hey, yeah, from the first time I seen
he
him.
ain't nothing.
Yeah, he ain't nothing. I used to love the way he say he ain't nothing. He ain't the first wrestler that said it, but the way he said it. I mean, and you know, AJ's not the biggest guy in the world.
I was about to say that. I'm bigger than AJ, man.
Yes.
And I'm not that big, but the way he said it, he acted like he was King Kong Bundy or
Exactly.
something.
He ain't nothing. You hear me? He ain't nothing. And I mean, you know, hey, it stuck with me, and he immediately became my favorite wrestler in the Indies until I saw a man the next week named Chris Thunder Anderson, another man who's in the news. And all prayers out to our man, Chris Thunder Anderson. And, you know, he's going through a lot of problems right now with strokes and things like that. But big prayers out to Chris Thunder Anderson and Missy Childers, Larissa Childers, Dylan Childers. Our prayers are with all of you.
Yeah. And shout out to Alma Clark, Will Rally Sports in the chat, and our man Lucas is in the chat, man.
What's going on, Lucas? What's up?
Man. We see y'all in the chat. But yeah, man. The indie scene, man, back then.
Will Rally Sport. I see he's in here too.
Yeah, Will Rally, he's in here.
Hi, Harry,
man.
Chris. Lovely view waterfall. That's really nice there, Harry, Chris. Where are you? Sorry. I'm English. Where about in USA? South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, our hometown. All right, Alma Clark said, what's up, Harry and Chris? How are you doing this evening? I'm doing pretty good, resting up. So I'm eating tacos and mashed potatoes and gravy for dinner. Wow, I never heard of anybody eating tacos and mashed potatoes together. Wow.
Hey, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, exactly. Robert Brown, I see you at Robert Brown says Lafayette, Indiana in the building.
What's happening?
What's up, my man?
What's happening?
All right, Lucas said feel better, lots of fluids, juice, water stuff that's good for you, I
good.
definitely need to be drinking some water.
Yeah,
Man,
we
Chris
definitely
might
need some
be-
water out in this
Yeah,
heat.
go and get us some water somewhere, man.
Woo.
But yeah, I know there's other comments, but it's hard to read them on this thing right now. The way I got everything going, but let's see if I can get it better here. I'm not exactly sure. I guess I will have to turn it up a different way, but I want to keep it side to side like this.
Yeah,
But Chris, let's move on, man. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about AJ. Let's go this way. Let's see.
Ain't nothing that way, man.
All right, let's go back this way. All right, look, man, this thing with AJ Frost, bro.
Yeah,
straight up.
Yeah, there's some news going around about AJ at a wrestling show this past weekend, or maybe a couple weekends ago or so.
Yeah, well, it was this past weekend. It was yesterday at a brewery in North Carolina.
Unfortunate incident that happened.
And AJ figured that, hey,
we don't know all the details, but it was just a bad accident.
Yeah, it was a place that he used to work at. Put it this way. Well, goodness sake, I messed up here, man. I lost the.
Lost the feed.
Yeah, just a second.
Got to put your code.
Oh, I'm back. Got to get it back up. Yeah. All right. Look, AJ says, how's it going, brother? What's up, man? Look, AJ says that there's a show, there's a place, there's a building, a company that he used to pretty much run. He used to own. But now he doesn't own this company anymore. And he said they are paying people to shoot on him. Okay? And the guy that he was wrestling, I'm going to say his name, Heath James. He said, nobody's shooting on you, brother. You tripping. Okay? So it was an altercation between Heath James and
himself,
AJ Frost, that went down this past weekend. And so, in my opinion, it's just a misunderstanding. Yep. And they did get into a brawl, a little altercation or whatever. But the people that he's talking about, I don't think that they would pay anybody to try to injure anybody or shoot on anybody like that. I will say that. But look, I'm going to say this about AJ Frost. AJ Frost still has a lot left in the tank, and I hope he keeps going, Chris. I hope that he does not just go ahead and retire.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, keep on working, man, because hey, you have a lot left in the tank, AJ Frost, man, and we want to see you go forward. The next man, like I said, I want to talk about. Let's talk about Chris Thunder Anderson. Look, this guy, he looks like one of the Anderson brothers.
Yeah, man.
Straight up. So when you see him,
the man who has the hands that cripple more people than polio, and those are his words now.
Exactly. But man, you talking about somebody that's outstanding and somebody who should have been on WWE's TV or AEW's TV somewhere, ECW somewhere. Jim Crockett back in the day, But I mean, he's your age, so he would have been a young guy, as pretty much. He probably would have been. I think he's like a couple years older than you, maybe 1 or 2 years older than you. So he might have been a young lion, 22, 23. By the time they was closing up.
That's an old school.
Yeah, but he was wrestling back then. But I tell you what, man, Chris Thunder Anderson definitely could have been one of the guys, man, that's working for Jim Crockett Promotions. And
his partner, man.
And his partner too.
Cruiser Lewis.
Yeah, Cruiser Lewis. But he had another guy, a partner who passed away that was very good. And both of those guys could have pretty much made it, as far as on with WCW or Jim Crockett Promotions. They could have made it anywhere, man. World Class Championship Wrestling. They missed their chance, but man, I tell you what, if you want to go and look up a great wrestler, man, go look up Chris Thunder Anderson. Man. Big, bad, and nasty, man. Mean and nasty. He's great. He's outstanding. And look, man, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and acknowledge somebody else. Let's go ahead and acknowledge Scott Larson, man, who has done a lot for wrestling, for the indie scene. Here in the Carolinas and Georgia and a lot of different places. He has interviewed a lot of people. He's interviewed people that's on WWE and AEW right now. So he's done an outstanding job. And, man, he continues on, as far as his health, as long as his health is good, he continues on, man. And all prayers. Puts on a good product. Truth. Yes, Mr. Hashtag Truth. And all our prayers are with Scott Larson and his family too, man, straight up. But yeah, Chris, let's continue to move on. Let's walk past this waterfall and get back on the other side, man. Okay, man. But I'm gonna focus on you, man, for the pretty much for the most part here.
But we about to lose viewers.
But yeah, who else that we got? What are you talking about, man? We got you crazy. Man. Oh, they see Chris. Oh, we want to look. We want to see Chris, man. We want to look at the sites. We want to look at people. But all right, man.
But yeah, man. Like I said, they partner, man. Cruiser Lewis, man, who's still out here doing this thing today, man.
Oh, Cruiser Lewis is something special.
He's still out here doing this thing, man.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, he's working.
Deacon of Destruction.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he works with Deep South Wrestling. You know, he works with Deep South. He works with us. He works with 3 Count. Battle Zone. You know, he has done a lot for the business. And you talking about somebody else who could have made it out there and been on Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, Georgia Championship Wrestling, you know, WCW, WWF, WWE. Excuse me, sir. How you doing today? All right. Good to see you. All right. But look, man. But yes, this Chris, not Chris Thunder Anderson, but our man Cruiser Lewis, one of the best guys, one of the best in the business, one of the best in the industry.
And his running partner, man, Black Cat Dion Johnson, man.
Yeah, Black Cat Dion Johnson. But hey, you want to talk about his running partner, Boomer Payne, man. We can't forget the name Boomer Payne. Boomer Payne, one outside of me, myself, the best booker in the state. The best booker in the county, in upstate South Carolina, Western North Carolina, and the Georgia. That's been proven, man. This guy's outstanding. Pretty much, look, hey, if we running the show, that's the guy I want book. Straight up. That's the guy I want booking, man. Everything that I would do, he does, and he actually does better. You know, when it boils down to it. Yeah. I mean, he's been in this business a long time, and
he's seen some things.
Yes,
man,
he has.
And he's even pulled back the curtain and let us see some stuff that, you know, we won't go into, but we were still shocked here when we was up there in HWA that day. He pulled back the curtain and showed us somebody's number, man.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" He's
no doubt about it.
Yeah, man. But I was just like, "Wow."
But yeah,
let you know, man. There's some hidden gems here in this indie scene in the Carolinas, man, and in Georgia too, man.
Yeah, it definitely is. But yeah, he's an outstanding person, outstanding competitor. But man, there's so many different people. I'm gonna go ahead and give Chad. What is Chad? Chad Cope. Used to work, be out there. APW. Chad Cope, another one, man. Very impressive wrestler. Guy teamed up with Chris Thunder Anderson. The first time I saw him, and I saw Chris Thunder Anderson, he was teaming up with Chad Cope. Chad Cope brought Thunder Anderson
we can go down
out.
There, man. Get down
we'll go down. Yeah, brought Thunder Anderson out as a big brother, and man, that was very impressive there.
Nice
I really love that.
On the left-hand side over there.
Right, but big ups to Chad Cope, outstanding competitor, outstanding wrestler. So don't go too fast, man, because like I said, I'm looking at this camera. Exactly. Exactly. But man, hey, Jay Eagle, guys.
Oh man,
Jay Eagle,
himself,
the guy who ran APW for 40 years, guys.
Weekly.
40 years, weekly.
Every Saturday.
Exactly. And man, look, when it boils down to it, I can kind of say he was the Vince McMahon, Chris, of the indie scene when I think about it, here in the Carolinas. A lot of people, man, you know, he took a lot of backlash from a lot of people. And I'm not going to say Jay Eagle has always did the right thing, or he's always had, everything that he's done has been the best for everybody. Yeah. But Jay Eagle ran his business for 40 years and found a place. Yeah, found a place for people to work, man.
Yeah, you did.
He found a place for people to work
and hone their craft.
Yeah.
Every week, man.
And so a lot of people here on the indie scene in the Carolinas, Western Carolina, upstate South Carolina, owe a lot to Jay Eagle. Now, one thing about Jay Eagle, look, we love Jay Eagle. There's no anything about that.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, our affiliation with Jay Eagle got backlash. We got backlash for it.
Yep.
But you know what?
But that's because of other people's opinions and feelings about how they felt toward Jay Eagle or anybody associated with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they basically had animosity to him for whatever reason they had.
Yeah, exactly.
So anybody associated with him, they felt, hey, you shouldn't be for whatever reason. But, we stayed out of it and moved on and did what we had to do.
Yeah, we kept doing what we did. And look, my thing is this. I met Jay Eagle. I had no beef with the man.
No, never have, never will.
And never have, never will. And so their problems with him was not my problem.
Exactly.
And we met people who we became friends with that all of a sudden stopped being friends with us, stopped being cordial with us because of our association with Jay Eagle. They, and I had people who told me exactly why they didn't like Jay Eagle. And I guess they figured I was going to take their side. Yeah. But that's not the way I roll. Straight up. My whole thing is this. A lot of people may think I have grudges or I don't like certain people in this industry. Man, me and Chris, we love everybody. Exactly. Me and Chris, that's how we are. We always been like that. So if you're a wrestler in the upstate South Carolina, Western North Carolina, Georgia, people that we met, believe me, if we liked you from the get-go, we always gonna like you. That's all it is to it. Yep. Hey, even people I said I don't like. So somebody like Michael King, who really done pissed me off. Hey, I don't hate Michael King. I still have a lot of love for Michael King. Straight up. For the man. Yeah, no ifs, ands, buts about it. Even though I think, in my opinion, hey, he did some things, some backhanded things against me. Maybe not as much against Chris. Chris is his boy, but he did some backhanded things against me. So hey, I had to come back at him. But yeah, as far as
that's how quote unquote brothers are sometimes.
Exactly. That's the way things work. But yeah, Chris, let's go ahead and check out some more of these comments, man. Because like I said, I'm having trouble with this thing. I will have to turn it around to get it exactly the way I want to.
I'm trying to find it on the Straight Up Wrestling Show, man. I'm gonna go to your page because
go to my page.
It didn't send the Straight Up Wrestling Show for whatever reason, man.
Yeah, Lucas said, read our comments, man. Read our comments.
We're gonna get to it, man.
Look, to really do that, I mean, I have to turn this thing around. And guys, I like the way we got this thing viewing on us. So it's really going to be hard to do that. But I'm going to try. Let me see what I can do here. To share your referral link. Man, I'm not doing that. And why in the world y'all got that thing on there?
That's StreamYard doing
Yeah, no, I wish they stopped doing that. Because that right there is in the way of how we can get these comments and all that.
All right, man. So let me see where we at here. All right, so Christine Sauce said, Mag, definitely a good day to stay in. I watched the Men's College World Series and some women's softball and snooze, and you got a snooze in too. She got a nap in.
Right.
All right, and Lucas said, hey guys, please don't send a link because I'm sick now. Well, we hope you get better, Lucas.
Yeah, we definitely hope you get better, Lucas. Straight up.
He said also doing a disobeyed normal challenge tomorrow. Okay. Christine says we're right there in Greenville, South Carolina, walking downtown. Yes, we are. And we're reading the comments, Lucas. We're reading the comments.
Yeah, we haven't even went halfway down. We basically down by River Falls. Yeah, we're gonna be we gonna be dark by the time we get up there. But it's a lot to Greenville, downtown Greenville that we're not even going nowhere near. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna keep walking downtown here for a little bit.
Matt said Green's brothers Robert and Alma said prayers for Lucas to get well soon.
Amen. And
Matt says, what's your guys' opinion about Cena's pipe bomb Friday? Well, man, Mac, it was basically obviously it was a copy of what CM Punk did when he did Cena the same way some years ago.
Did we do Friday Night SmackDown?
No.
I didn't think so.
You watched it, but you didn't do it.
Yeah, I did watch it, but yeah, it was okay, man. That's all I can really say. Captain Mentors, I see is on here, says, what's up, Captain Commenter?
What's going on?
All right, I almost said got a leg elevated. Go ahead.
But it was basically a play off of what they did years ago, which was smart. And I like how they didn't cut Cena's mic off.
Right.
But it would have been cool if they would have cut his mic off, and treated him like they did CM Punk. That would have been cool. But they didn't, and I've seen some podcasters actually say that Cena.
I got it in right here. I got it. Okay.
Said Cena was he hasn't really done nothing to screw up wrestling as of yet, man.
Right.
His heelish run hasn't been very heelish. Because they were saying something like, hey, if you're watching SmackDown, right?
Right.
And it was a decent match. And the match was about to be over in the middle of the count.
Right.
1, 2, and then they just cut to the back. And then Cena's doing a backstage promo and be like, oh, I'm on? Okay. Oh, hey, I just want to know what y'all feel about regular popcorn versus caramel popcorn.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Oh, yeah.
And then you be like, wait a minute, what about the match? And they on Cena. He's like, now something like that, some interference like that, that would be funny, but it'd be heelish at the same time because you taking all the attention off the match, putting it on yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Screwing
I
them
did
guys
see that,
over.
and I did do the last hour and a half, I remember, of SmackDown. I'll take that back. I did do the last hour and a half of SmackDown. Man, look, I thought it was pretty good. You know, the pipe bomb was pretty good. I'll just go ahead and go with that. And what Chris was saying, it was really good. It was decent, but when it boils down to it, man, Cena has a lot to make up for. He has just a little bit of time to really make this thing successful.
Yeah.
As far as his little retirement, his retirement stanza, going out.
Yeah, his time is
He don't have much time. He doesn't have much time. In my opinion, it's going to be a failure. If it was ending today, tomorrow,
it will be a failure.
It'll be a failure. So I think this promo, I think what he did, I do think that helped him out a little bit. But man, we need a lot more. Straight up.
Yeah. And so that lets me think, man. What has he got, like 20-something days left?
Yeah, not
20
long.
some days left. So the only thing I can think of, man, they're gonna have to hurry up and pull that trigger with him and Cody.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna have to go. Because we know Cody gonna get the belt back.
Yeah.
Because think about it now, if for whatever reason now, let's say
he don't need to get it back on the last day. They need to.
Yeah. But let's say he does.
Right.
Or better yet, if Cena wins and keeps the title and goes home with it, and they give Cody a new belt.
That could happen. That could happen.
But it's gonna have to happen around SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because Cena's clock is ticking. We all know it. And like I said, Cena's run has been mid at best.
Right.
As a heel, it's been mid at best. It's been funny, but it's been mid at best.
Yes, it has. It has.
It should be better, but it's not.
And him and that match that he had with R-Truth, it was okay.
Ron Killings, man. Ron, put some respect on him.
Ron Killings, R-Truth, whatever. And Ron Killings, that's another mistake they're making too. As far as him being Ron Killings. No, they should go with R-Truth. They need to go back to R-Truth. Make it funny, but make it serious. And then next thing you know, he turns back to where he's just funny and really entertaining the crowd because it was dead. He was dead. He came out there pretty much Friday night. It was dead. People don't want Ron Killings. They want R-Truth. And I tell you,
they want him out there juking and jiving, shucking and jiving, clowning, boy.
Hey, man, it is what it is. But you know what? R-Truth pretty much put himself in that category.
Yeah, he did, man. He did.
I mean, he did it so well that now it's stuck with him. And I don't think anybody look at it as he's clowning. He's making himself look like a buffoon or anything. I don't think people look at R-Truth like that when it boils down to it. They just look at him as this funny guy that's just entertaining. I don't think, for some reason, I don't look at him as one of these shuck and jive guys like, say, I looked at Pistol Pez Watley or any of those guys. R-Truth just don't remind me.
I would say he does, but he's a modern day version.
Yeah, he's a modern day version, but I'm saying it does not seem like he's a caricature or
I'm gonna say, man, he ain't a Sambo. I'm just gonna say it, man.
He's not a Sambo.
I'm just gonna say it, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to get away. I'm trying to get around it.
But man, we straight up, man.
Yeah, we straight up. Yeah, he does. It does not look like it doesn't look like a racist type trope that they doing. Yeah. So I that's the reason I think it's okay for them to do the R-Truth thing, man. Just let it roll out. People love R-Truth. That's all it is to it. And I don't think when people first see that, they think some racism type thoughts now. And now, look, I hate to say it, by some wrestling fans may think that not just blacks, mostly blacks.
Brian Gunnels in the building. What's going on?
What's up,
man?
Brian Gunnels? Brian Bullet in the house. What's going on, man? But yeah, I do think some black people, man, they're like, is he out there? Sam Bourne, is he out there shucking and driving? Is he out there being a sellout or whatever? They're looking at it that way. I don't look at it that way. Yeah. I just don't. He just, he's not doing a Rocky King, type deal or doing something goofy like Rocky King came out there by himself.
I got surprised.
Yeah, he ain't doing anything like that. He's just being a funny guy, man. And there's nothing wrong with being a funny guy, coming out and being a funny guy. And yeah, maybe some of the stuff is stereotypical, but when it boils down to it, Chris, we know so many people like that, man, in real life. Black people were like that, straight up. He just being, I think that's how he is in real life, and they're letting him.
Man, have you ever checked out his TikTok?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Man, that joker got a song, man. He played a song his last TikTok, man. That thing was so hard, man. Okay. I was like, oh my God.
But I think he's always been like that. He was like that when he was here wrestling up the road in Spartanburg.
Yeah, he started APW.
Like that, he was like that then. So I don't think it's any. I don't think they're trying to make him look, any stereotypical thing. That's what I'm trying to say, straight up. But yeah, let's go ahead and pass that, man. Let's make sure you get all the comments. Okay, man. Let's get all the comments here, and then we're going to go ahead and go far. But while Christopher Burton getting ready to get these comments, go ahead and hit that like, share, join. If you're over on Facebook, you're on YouTube, you hit that like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
So you know we're on like times like these. And you do the same thing if you're on Twitch. And if you see us over on X, guys,
formerly known as Twitter,
yes, hit that like, share, tweet, and retweet, and
follow the Straight Up Wrestling Show. Yes, sir,
guys,
man.
Appreciate each and every one of them.
Black Rain in the building, man. He
What's
says,
up, Black Rain?
Fellas? What's with the praising John Cena's pipe bomb? Man, like I said, man, it was okay.
It was okay, yeah.
But it wasn't, I mean, they could have, like I said, if they cut his mic off and, he would have got another mic and he would like say a couple of words and cut it off and really kind of mess with him and pissed him off, that's when I would have like, okay, where you gonna take it now, Sam?
Right.
Because they're trying to bring something out of you that you're really not bringing out right now, that you should be bringing out.
Exactly.
But that's what I would have done. But they didn't do that.
Right.
So I don't know, man. It seems like I said, he's got only a limited time left before everything is over with. So we're gonna see what happens, man.
Oh yeah. But yeah, all right, let's go back, man. Like I say, last person we talking about Jay Eagle. Yeah. Let's go ahead and acknowledge a few other people over at APW. Nick Fury.
Yes, Nick Fury, man. Nick Fury.
Tyson, what is the name? Not Tyson. Tyler Storm.
Yeah, Tyler Storm, yes.
Who else over there, man?
Brino Royce, man. Brino Royce.
Yeah, well, Brino came in a little bit late, but yeah, Brino Royce. Brino was there. Let's go ahead and some of the other mainstays.
Jet Morris, man.
Jet Morris, man. Let's look up
Dagon.
Yeah, Dagon. Damian Legion.
Yeah, Damian Legion.
Pretty much.
Dump truck, Squeaks the Clown.
Yeah, Dump Truck, Squeaks the Clown. And man, hey, and the whole Children's family, like I said,
and shout out to my man Johnny Danger. Johnny Danger, he was one over there too, man. Johnny Danger.
Well, yeah, okay, Johnny Danger. And hey, who's the guy one of the first wrestlers that you introduced me to? The guy that used to wear the overalls and everything, definitely hung out with Big Nasty B. Big Nasty, used to be called Big Nasty Bastard, but he's not called Big Nasty Bastard anymore. You introduced me to
Michael Elliott.
Man, this guy, outstanding, man. Outstanding.
He used to wear overalls. That's what I'm trying to think. Overalls.
He wear overalls, man. He was one of these guys, man, that just had a beard, red beard or whatever. Forget it. It'll come to me in just a little bit, probably.
He was part of the Moonshine Express.
Yeah, he's part of the Moonshine Express.
Oh, you talking about Bootleg Dave?
Yeah, Bootleg Dave, man.
Bootleg Dave.
Bootleg Dave.
Man.
Another guy who's one of my favorites that I first saw out there.
Yeah, Bootleg Dave, man.
And what was the second place that we went to, man? I think we went to Rutherford, North Carolina.
Yeah, HWA, man.
Across the border, checking those guys out. That's where we met Boomer Payne, Cruiser Lewis, and the man who hands just cripple people.
And you can't forget Eric
Anderson.
Eric
Anton, man, hey, the poke of death.
Yeah, the
poke you in the eyes, man. The poke of death. Eric Anton, the big.
Oh, and then that's when I met my man, but Mr. Whoa Daddy.
Yeah, Christopher Prince. I think you met him at Upside, man. You met him at Uprise. You met him at Uprise. That's the first place you met him there. You met him at Uprise. You didn't meet him at HWA. You met him.
I did. Me and Danny.
Met him before I met him. You met him at Uprise.
Christopher Prince.
But up there at HWA Wrestling, I think Timothy Godfrey, he runs that. Yep. Big ups to him. Great promotion out in Rutherford, North Carolina. So I'm gonna give it to him as a great promoter. Jay Eagle, as much as some people might think he's not, but Jay Eagle is a great promoter. And man, hey, we need him in the business.
Yeah, man. Now. Wrestling in the Carolinas is in the building. He says, keep on keeping on, brothers. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Wrestling in the Carolinas. All right, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
All right, but definitely those two, man. We got to give both of them.
Yes,
big ups to both of them. And then, like I say, we had not HWA, we had Hills Pro Wrestling
Yes,
come along. So
no, it was
man,
Uprising for his
well,
role.
yeah, Uprise. We can go and talk about Uprise. Uprise,
man,
Chris
Uprise.
and Danny went out there
Yes,
before
man.
I went out there, and they
Now
told
that-
me about all this greatness that they saw
That
out
was
there.
something.
And I went
That
out
was
there
something different
and
than
was able to see it.
anything.
Yeah,
That
very
was-
different,
yeah.
very different. And they had a different crowd, guys.
Yes,
And I hate to, I hate to really talk about the wrestling crowd. I hate to talk about the wrestling crowd because look, when
they were fans, but it wasn't a wrestling crowd.
When Uprise changed, they said, it was one prominent person told me, hey, when they went out there and this guy went out to do his thing and booked there, it wasn't a wrestling crowd. And I said, tried to tell you, that crowd is different there.
They're fans, but they're not a wrestling crowd.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
I hate to say,
there's a difference.
Called, say, a wrestling crowd. And it's sad that we can say that now, that we have a wrestling crowd. Because I done said it time and time again on this show, that wrestling has to look for a crowd that's not typically a wrestling crowd. That's like going to church. And all you have is the righteous there.
Yep.
Like you say, just
you have the quote unquote Christians, the holy roller.
Yeah, just like the Lord said, hey, I didn't come to save the righteous. We need to pull in people that's not the typical wrestling crowd.
Yep.
Back when I was growing up, back in the 70s and 80s, you couldn't say that. You go to Greenville Memorial Auditorium, not too far from here, used to be Greenville Memorial Auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Chris, we can walk in there. We saw people from all walks of life.
Mm-hmm. Young, old, middle-aged, everything.
Matter no different. You can see the businessman to the poorest man walking in there, paying his $5 or $2, $3, whatever. Or
$10 for ringside.
Yeah, $10, $15 for ringside, $15 for the seat up, but whatever. They was in there to watch wrestling. It wasn't a typical wrestling crowd. The wrestling crowd now sounds like, back when I was growing up, golf. The people that watch golf, it was a certain crowd that watched golf until Tiger Woods came along. It was a certain people that watched NASCAR racing.
Until Bubba Wallace came along.
Exactly.
Yep.
Even though, a lot of us, like Tom Petty and not Tom
Richard Petty.
I'm talking Tom Petty, man. Tom Petty.
Heartbreakers, but Heartbreakers, but
hey, big up
Free
Tom
falling.
Petty. My man, Tom Petty. But look, listen, man, people like, there's a lot of Jimmy Johnson and people like that came along in racing that changed the culture, and a lot more people started looking at it. In tennis, we had the Williams sisters, Venus and Serena. They changed the game. A lot more people started watching it. Not just black people. A lot more white people started watching it. It got more exciting. I mean, straight up.
Because they were doing things different.
Exactly. So we need, as far as in wrestling needs to grab people from outside of wrestling. We have a wrestling bunch, guys. That's all it is to it. The typical wrestling fans. And that's one thing I think that attracted a lot of people to me and Chris when we first came into business.
We were different.
We was different. We walking in these places, and everybody just stopped and looked. We changed the atmosphere everywhere we went. Everybody stopped and they looked at us.
And it's not on brag.
We're not bragging or anything like that. It's just that, and a lot of people, they wanted us, our podcast, to come out there because we were different. That's straight up. That's just straight up.
Yeah.
We look different, and we look out of place when it boils down to it. We look out of place. And
you're right, man. Just like Formula One's got Lewis Hamilton.
Exactly. We looked out of place, but we was typical wrestling fans back in the day. It was a lot of people that's wrestling fans. Now, WWE still has a lot of fans that's wrestling fans. You can't tell if they're a wrestling fan or not. AEW, you go in there, you go to an AEW show, every single one of them, it's an AEW lifer. I mean, that's what they love. They love AEW, and they're going to back that 100%. And the problem is with this, man, the typical wrestling crowd, these people that the typical wrestling crowd, they are too close, they too personal about these wrestlers. And I hate to say it, they're too personal about these wrestlers.
That's how they connect, man.
They connect.
They live their life vicariously through those particular wrestlers or wrestlers. But you know what? If that's your thing, so be it.
But back in the day, even though you had these same people that's watching wrestling like that, I think they kind of like got along with the crowd and with everybody. That everybody had their favorites, and I think with the way everything is now with the typical wrestling crowd, I think we have so many people like that. And like Chris said, there's nothing really wrong with it. But when people get out, one thing that we have now is people make death threats. People get upset with
You lose
everybody-
you lose your identity.
Exactly.
You lose your identity to the point where you feel that some people feel that even though these wrestlers don't know you personally,
Yeah.
never heard of you, don't even know if you would exist as a person, you, and I don't mean anybody on here, but you, and I say you in general, you identify yourself with them so much that you feel that you have to protect them. And then that's when you come out with the death threats and all that, and the creeps and stuff like that, man. And then that's what gives wrestling fans in general a bad name.
Yeah, and look, and what, Chris.
And just like Sasha Banks has said plenty of times, I don't like it when wrestling fans come up to me when I get off an airplane. I've literally left a city at 12 o'clock at night, and I'm getting your city at 5 o'clock in the morning, and here you are waiting for me at the airport, wanting to sign something or take a picture, and I'm still half asleep, and then got to go to the hotel to get about 2-3 hours of sleep, and then jump right back up and then go wrestle.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna put it like this.
She
I'm
don't.
take it a little bit farther.
But you know what I'm saying? They don't like that, and I can understand that. That's crazy.
But yeah, it is. But I'm gonna say us as wrestling fans. I'm gonna throw us in there too. Me and Chris, we're part of it. So I gotta say us. Anything, it's just like a team. We're all a team. And when we play in sports, it's us. Even though we may not have been involved in the shenanigans that's going on with the team, we're all part of a team. You know, hey. Even though they want to talk about the international wrestling community or whatever, the IWC or whatever, we may not be a part of that. But me and Chris, we may not be a part of the goofiness and some of the crazy things that these people do. But I'm saying us as wrestling fans, us, we do some crazy things. And like Chris said, we live vicariously through these wrestlers, through these characters. And one thing about a lot of these wrestlers here in the Carolinas, man, hey, if somebody pissed off, like if me and Chris say something bad about somebody or whatever, we have a little beef with somebody, it's like a lot of other wrestlers or fans that like that certain wrestler, they got beef with us over nothing. And these are people that we have embraced, people that we have met and pretty much have
even broke bread with.
Yeah, broke bread with and kicked it with and stuff like that. And then next thing you know, they got a beef with us. It's just too much of this stuff in the wrestling industry.
Yeah.
Straight up. But man.
But let's get back on track, man.
Let's get back on track of what we're talking about. But yeah, we're just talking about a lot of different things. But where were we at? We was at the third place that we pretty much went. And then let's go ahead. We're gonna skip a couple places. But down in SWA in Georgia.
We've been a lot of places. So if we skip some of the places we've been, we do apologize. Or if we skip a wrestler that we've met along the way, we apologize. Like I said, we've done a lot in these 4 years, man. We've done a lot.
Let's go ahead and talk about SWA.
Oh, yeah.
Big shout out Jackie Owens and Scott Green.
Yes,
and all of
Eastern Nolly, Georgia.
Eastern Nolly, Georgia. Man, they do a great job out there. And me and Chris, I hate to say it, not say anything bad about anybody else. Now, I can put Nick Fury up with this guy that we about to talk about. I'll put Nick Fury up there. I'll put Zuka King up there with this guy.
Oh, and shout out to Zuka King, too, man.
Zuka King. And I will put, Chase Emery up here with this guy.
Shout out to Chase, too, man.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But this guy right here, his name is, we call him CC. What is his name, Christopher Burton?
Yeah, no, but you got dog, boy. You make me forget the man's name.
Hey, man, I had it right.
Golly, boy, you make me forget the man's name, boy.
Oh, man, you know his name.
Golly, now you want to stump me.
Look, Bad Squad was the baddest tag team that we saw.
Bad Squad was bad.
And they was down at SWA. And I don't care what anybody say. There's people have.
If y'all never seen them boys, man, go look them up. Look them up.
They said that there was some teams in the Carolinas. Michael King, I remember these guys who wrestled at APW down in Chester. He said it was better than them. No, nobody that we've seen on the indie scene can touch Bad Squad.
Because when we was it the first day we were down there, we saw them boys? The second time?
Second or third time. Bad Squad came out.
And then we were like...
The Indie Road Warriors, man. Straight up.
Bro, from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And them boys, man, literally, we came out, me and Harry looked at each other like,
yeah.
Who are these big jokers, boy? Where they come from?
And you know what? They got in there and performed. They
Yeah, they can work, boy.
Tore the house down every single time they came out. Every week that we saw them.
And get a pop, man.
Yeah,
they get a pop.
Tear the house down. And the singles, best singles guy we ever seen out there, him and one other guy, pretty much Billy Starr. I put Billy Starr right up there with
Billy Starr, man.
Curtis Coleman.
Curtis Coleman, yes.
Curtis Coleman is the best singles wrestler that we've seen in the Carolinas and Georgia, man. This guy's outstanding.
But you know, somebody would disagree with you on that.
Who's that?
Luka Daniels would disagree with you on that.
Oh, Luka Daniels will disagree, but hey, big up to Luka Daniels.
Yes, Mr. As Seen on TV.
Yeah, Luka Daniels, man. Hey, the best slingshot outside of Finn Balor. Not Finn Balor.
Finn or Seth Rollins.
I mean, Finn Balor, man. Seth Rollins.
Yeah, them two to do it the most and the best.
Yeah, those two. Outside of those two, man, Luka Daniels is the
Mr.
best.
As Seen on TV, man.
Yeah. Hey, As Seen, he's been on WWE TV. He's been on AEW
TV. Been to WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hey, this man walked. He walked doggone Dominic Mysterio, walked him out
from the jail
cell. So hey, big ups to Luka Daniels.
Yeah, man.
And big ups to you for your bravery for doing that, man.
Yeah, man, because if you'd got loose, man, ain't no telling. I don't know if y'all would have been able to stop him, man. I think they gave y'all nightsticks or something because he a part-time cop, man. That's a part-time job out there in Cali, man.
But yeah, Luka Daniels is a great, outstanding wrestler.
Yes.
So Luka,
we love you, man. Even though he
Curtis Coleman, bro.
Hey, he take it over here. You want to say it now. But hey, in Luka's words, I am the worst wrestling
commentator
ever
of all time.
I'm the worst.
It's Christopher Burke.
Yes, I'm the worst.
And Luka will call Chris out. He see him in the crowd. I don't care. Anytime he gets into that ring, he calls out Christopher Burton, the worst commentator ever.
and that's saying something, man.
But yeah, Luka Daniels is outstanding, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, big ups to SWA.
Yes.
Big ups to my man Tim Smith and
Three Count Pro Wrestling. Yes.
Big ups to, like I said, Boomer Pain and Battle Zone.
Yes.
What those guys do there, man. But yeah, big ups to everybody else, every other place that we've been.
And big ups to Deep South.
Yeah, big ups to Deep South.
Everything
that they do. And and I'm gonna give a big ups to Jimmy Ward and what he was able to do.
Yes, man.
At his house, man, at his facility.
Beautiful.
Outstanding.
That was a beautiful.
Yeah, it was very. It was great what he did.
Yeah, man.
Great
that was a wonderful setup.
Yeah,
man.
He's still going. His organization AWL is still going.
Still going.
So big ups to him and everything that he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and everybody that's out there working for him, man. Out there, Deion Johnson,
Black
Deion Johnson, the legend,
and
Antonio Morgan, and a lot of these guys
Don Furio, who was just on NXT.
Yeah, on NXT.
Yes,
Walked out there and pretty much
with
faced off.
With
Stacks, and he was facing off with Tony
D'Angelo.
Yeah, Tony D'Angelo. So hey, big up to Don Furio, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, and hey, another big Pro Wrestling Turbo.
Yeah. So yeah, Pro Wrestling Turbo. Big up to them too, man, and everything that they doing. Big up to Pro Wrestling Turbo. Hey, probably one of the hottest things going in the Carolinas and Georgia.
And like I said, guys, if y'all don't believe us, go back and watch this tape and look at these names that we're saying of these promotions. You can find them on YouTube, find them on Facebook. Look for yourself. Just don't take our word for it. I promise you. We've seen it live, but we want you to see it too. So look them up, man. Give them some love, man.
And big up to Octavius Conway too.
Yes,
man. CMW wrestling. It don't matter what you think about him and or whatever, but CMW has kept going when a lot of other people have failed. So hey, big up to Octavius Conway and everything that all those guys continue to do. And yeah, me and Chris have been working with these guys. Just like we have worked with a lot of other people. We're working with CMW, but big up to Octavius Conway. He continue to go. And so, you can't say anything bad about it. Just like Ken Dawson said, man. Ken Dawson, when he put that out a little bit earlier this week, I reposted it.
Ken Magnum, man. Loaded Guns. Yeah, Ken Magnum.
Loaded Guns, Ken Magnum. One of the best wrestlers here in the Carolinas and Georgia. This guy's outstanding, but Ken Magnum, I
still think he look like. I think he's him.
Just like Tommaso.
I think they brothers, man. I think they brothers,
may be. I don't know.
Twins.
We have to talk to Ken about that.
Yeah, man. We're gonna have to look up his family tree or something.
Yeah, something's up with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so many people want to put down people that go and wrestle for places that they don't agree with
or they don't like for whatever reason.
And a lot of people, like I say, they lost opportunities because they didn't go and do that because there's only a certain amount of spots. I mean, and I've said it before. If you're gonna get paid, definitely go get paid, man. Don't worry about what these people say. Hey, if they have a problem with that, man, then they have a problem. They got something internal with them that's not right. So man, do what it takes.
Do your thing, man.
Yeah,
do your
do
thing.
what it takes and go and work, man. Go and work.
Hone your craft. Hone your
Exactly,
craft.
exactly.
If somebody's gonna pay you your booking fee to go work their show, go.
Yeah, as long as you're not gonna get hurt or anything like that,
Go.
or hurt anybody, man,
Go.
definitely go out there and do your thing straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. All
Yeah.
right, but
Dennis Sal, I'm not gonna clear your blast name, but Dennis Sal says hello everyone. Or Denise Sal, excuse me.
Denise,
Sal.
what's going on, Denise?
Denise, what's going on? Welcome in, welcome in.
All right.
But yeah, man. Like I said, we've done a lot, man.
Yes,
like I said, from meeting some of the newest guys here in the Carolinas to running the meeting WWE Hall of Famers, the Rock and Roll Express, and Teddy Long. We've done a lot in 4 years, man.
We have. Look, I'm gonna give a shout out to another podcaster here, Ron Emerson.
Yes, Ron Emerson, the Saints.
He's done a lot on the indie scene, so I'm gonna give him a big shout out. Big shout out to our girls, man.
Peaches and Powerbomb. Yes,
and they continue to strive and do the best.
Yes, they do.
Definitely do the best out here they can for the indie wrestling scene. So we got to give them a big shout out.
Yes,
They've been on our show plenty of times.
And
before.
go check them out too, yo.
Great.
Go check them out. Go check them out, guys.
And power bombs. But like I say, hey, big ups to Ron Emerson. Big ups to Scott Larson and everybody else out here, man, on the indie scene that's doing their thing. Tom Clark, main event.
Yes, Tom Clark,
man. So many of them out here doing their thing, man, straight up. So
it's been a wild ride these 4 years.
Yeah, it has. It's a lot of other people that we really haven't named out here on the indies and that.
And if we forget your name, charge it to our mind, not our heart.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna go ahead and give a big shout out to my man James Self-Standard. Hey, James Self-Standard, autistic young man that continues to do it out here on the indie scene. Big ups to him, and big ups out to EPW too, Explosive Pro Wrestling out in Boiling Springs. Those guys out there working. They out, trying to do their thing. So continue to do it.
Every Friday night, you can check them out. Every Friday night, man.
So Rhonda
matter of fact, they got a show coming up on the 4th.
Yeah, Rhonda and Paul, they out there doing their thing, man. Big ups to
them.
Michelle.
Michelle,
I guess, she's still working there too, doing her thing. So, hey, big ups to them out at EPW. But,
And they got a big show coming up July 4th. The main event, Ricky Morton versus George South.
Okay, that sounds
and I'm up on the 4th, man. What's up?
Hey, we may go.
Okay.
Chris, I think last month, not that long ago, he was up there. I haven't been in a while.
Yep.
Hey, people might be shocked. I may show up, I may not show up, but hey, I have no problem going. Hey, if you're off on the 4th, we definitely probably show up there. But man. So the indies, look. If we didn't mention your name, hey, know that you're in our hearts.
Yeah, don't charge it to our mind, not our heart.
Exactly. But yeah, let's talk about, man, like I said, go back, talk about AEW, WWE.
Okay.
Man, look. When we first got into this thing, when we first came back, and I'm watching, okay, because I just got back to watching wrestling. I'm going to be straight up, but I thought I was just going to be doing the indies. But I decided to, hey, we need to go ahead and do WWE. AEW too,
because we felt that's one way to grow our audience.
Yeah, and we did. We grew our audience big time. Especially on YouTube.
Yeah, and we thank you all for that. Like I said, without y'all, we wouldn't be able to have the success, and we wouldn't be around as long as we have. Thank you all.
Yeah,
for that.
I think we done been viewed like 700,000 times.
Yeah.
Over on YouTube, and we definitely appreciate that 100%. So big shout out to all of you people that's been following us for a long time.
Yeah.
And some people don't love it, some people come back.
Yeah.
And we definitely appreciate that. But yeah, man, look, AEW, when we first started watching AEW, Kenny Omega was the world heavyweight champion, and Kenny Omega, man, is outstanding. And that's somebody who should be the world heavyweight champion now. I know he has a lot of injuries, but he was a great representative of AEW, and I think the Young Bucks was the tag team champions.
Yep, they were.
And they had a feud out there with Ray Phoenix and Penta.
The Lucha Bros.
Yeah, the Lucha Bros. And they had a great feud. One thing that really impressed me about AEW at that time is the pay-per-views, man. The pay-per-views outstanding week in and week out. Man. And they had a lot of good matches on TV. But one thing I saw, Chris, and I remember saying this to you and Michael King on our first or second episode, I said, yeah, they doing good. Everything is good. Because, y'all was really excited about it. I know y'all was big AEW fans. I said, but they have problems. And I said, it's going to have to be addressed if they don't get this fixed. I see problems happening later on. And, yeah, those problems start creeping their head within the first 2 years that we was watching it.
And then Harry got tired of the flippity flop.
Well, it wasn't flippity flop, man. It's just the no continuity as far as storylines. And I said, that's going to hurt them. It's just an element of wrestling that has to be there, and they just didn't have it. So that's the problem that I saw there. Over in the WWE, now I really didn't care about the WWE because I never was a WWF fan. Never was a WWE fan. Never was. But Chris always was a big time World Wrestling Federation fan, WWE fan. Now I didn't know Chris had got to the point where he couldn't stand it. He hated Raw. Now he could tolerate SmackDown and NXT, but he hated Raw. And I mean, Chris hated it with a passion at the time.
I did, man.
And man, look, he couldn't hear anything. And old man Michael King hated it too. I did not know that. If I knew they hated it that much, I wouldn't even really been watching it. But man, look.
But Harry started watching it, and he was like, "It's pretty good." And then he kept watching. And then he saw.
Well, I saw certain things, but I saw what I saw was great wrestlers that I never really saw before, really watched and paid attention to. Never paid attention to Bobby Lashley. Never paid attention to Flair's daughter, Charlotte. Never paid attention to her. Randy Orton, the only thing I knew about Randy Orton, I did watch when he was Randy Orton.
His daddy had a broke arm. That's what you knew about him.
No, I watched Randy Orton, when he was very young, and he was called the Legend Killer. But all the rest of the time, I really didn't watch him. So I started seeing things that I hadn't seen. And so I'm seeing a lot of great talent that's really being ignored and really being hated. That was really being hated because a lot of people was hating on WWE at that time. And what's the name was they was hovering around that million. AEW. And AEW, when they got CM Punk a little bit later, they went over that hump. Whipping out first year, they went over that hump, got to like 1.2 million. Everybody was getting to AEW. Everybody was hating on WWE. But in my opinion, WWE was doing some great things. But I think WWE was doubting themselves because they was worried about AEW, but they were saying AEW wasn't competition.
Yeah.
So
they did say.
And I think that was hurting them. And looked like they was playing follow the leader.
But we knew WWE had their eyes on AEW.
Yeah, they did.
They had their eyes
to a certain point. And I think that's what hurt Vince. And Vince, what I saw Vince doing, Vince kept rethinking himself. Because on Monday nights, what he was doing, he would tear up the whole script and he would change it like an hour before the show or whatever. And I saw that happening, and that was the bad thing that was happening there with them. But as time went on, they got CM Punk, and then we saw things with CM Punk, and CM Punk came in doing whatever he wanted to do. They gave Malachi Black, they let him come in and have creative control. I started seeing those type of things. And this is not good.
It was WCW all over again.
Exactly. The thing with WWE, it was the same thing, the same matches over and over. Like you had the Street Profits wrestling pretty much Otis and Chad Gable week in and week out. It was the same thing over and over again. That's what we saw. And that's one thing that turned me, pretty much had me looking at WWE like, oh my gosh, man, it's the same matches over and over again. But AEW, they let people have too much control. Bryan Danielson came in, had too much control. And I think that hurt them a lot. And then you had MJF who got frustrated. And MJF had his little pipe bomb, which was great.
Yeah.
But one thing about AEW,
Harry said he didn't wrestle enough.
It pissed me off. Everybody
seldom seen.
Everybody got into that. They got into that promo so good and thought he was such a great talker. Everybody, not just my man Christopher Burton and my girl Majestic Marie, because they were two of them that definitely said it, who I respect a lot. That he's a special person. He's a special talent. He don't have to wrestle. I said the man needs to wrestle. He didn't wrestle. Everybody started getting bored with him
because he was trying to be like Roman Reigns.
Exactly. He couldn't do that. He hadn't earned that yet. Yeah. And that was my whole thing about him. I knew he couldn't do it. He hadn't got to that. He hadn't gotten to that plateau. But he made a distinction to himself that, hey, I can do this. I can do whatever I want to do. I can come out here and talk And like I say, you people gonna love it. I'm the world champion, and you guys gonna pay me, and you guys gonna come to see me or whatever. But people got tired of it, and it started going downhill. But man, those are just the problems that we saw. But we saw a lot. We saw some good things, but for the most part, we have saw a lot of bad things here in professional wrestling. But big ups to all the fans who have stuck it out and who have continued to watch the product and continue to pretty much fund this thing. But everybody, look, man, we appreciate you sticking with.
All right, Christine. Christine said, ladies and gents, gotta say good night. Take care, all. Chris and Harry. Congrats and happy anniversary. Love you guys. Good night, all.
Love you too, Christine. Have a great night.
Have a good one, Christine.
All right, but listen, man.
I
mean, wrestling has to elevate, and that's one thing that we're trying to do. And when we first came here on the indie scene, guys, and hey, people can deny it all they want, but when me and Chris came on this indie scene out here in the Carolina, we changed it. Everybody was talking about it, and that's what Danny Paris said. Danny Paris, he thanked me so many times. He thanked me and Chris so many times for keeping his name relevant. But I tell you what, if it wasn't for Danny Paris, man, a lot of people wouldn't have known who me and Chris was.
Mayhem McQueen, what's going on,
what's up,
man?
Mayhem McQueen? But man, when me and Chris came out here, we had everybody talking about the indies. Everywhere we went, everybody started talking about it. But I tell you what, people took it for granted, man. They really did. Yeah. And but we had everybody out here talking about the indie scene. I mean, we made it exciting, but we did not go with any of that tribal stuff, man. And that's probably the reason. And we go out here and we just talk about, hey, what we saw, and what we saw was great. And hey, we wanted everybody to get along, man, and everybody to pretty much come together to grow this thing. Yep. But, man, that's the only way that you can really get anywhere in any kind of business, especially in wrestling, when you don't have, most of these guys out here don't have 2 cents to rub together. And that's all it is to it. They don't. Yeah. I mean, you got a lot of these wrestlers, man, they living on food stamps. If they're not living on food stamps, these guys, they barely having a paycheck, making it week to week. Guys don't have gas money and things like that, eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and hoping to get a doggone hot dog and a handshake.
Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with a hot dog.
Hey, if they get $20, yeah, that's true. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Straight up.
That's good eating, bro.
A lot of these guys, man, they're hoping to get $20. They're happy to get $20 at any show that they go to.
And that's another thing, guys. That's another thing. If you know your value and you've proven yourself out here on this indie scene, you proven yourself, and your work actually shows that you're worth whatever you're asking for, make sure you ask for that. Never shortchange yourself. So if you know you're a $100 talent and your work in that ring shows that you're a $100 talent, don't be like, hey, man, I'll take 75, 50. No. If you know you're worth that, get that $100.
You know what? I can agree with what you're saying, Chris,
but your work's got to show it.
Yeah, your work has to show it. But like I said, always look at the proximity and what you're going to be doing. I mean, hey, don't turn down $50 if, hey, you only got to go 7 miles up the road. Don't turn down that $50 or $75. Hey, we only want you to come here and do a promo. Hey, get in the ring for 5 minutes or whatever. Hey, don't turn that down. But straight up, hey, man, if you got to go 2 hours, hey, get that $100, get that $150 if you're worth that. Now, I'm not going to sit here. Don't sit here and think that, hey, don't sit here and think that you're a $100 talent.
And you're a $20 talent.
Hey, me and Chris, we have paid a lot of people a lot more than what they're worth. And I'll tell you what, that ain't happening no more. Straight up, guys. Y'all about to see the mean Harry. Well, actually, y'all know I have a mean side to me. But I've been nice to you guys for paying a lot of you guys. But you're about to see the mean Harry. Straight up, going forward.
Marquine, we good, man. We downtown Greenville, man.
Yeah, what's up, Marquine McQueen? But listen, man.
But know your worth.
People need, know your worth. But hey, no, if you're not a $100 talent, you're not a $100 talent. But if you're a $45 talent, you're a $30 talent. Go ahead and get your money. But man, I'm telling you, don't be turning down dates. That is stupid. Because you think somebody done told you, oh, we don't want to. If you go work for them, you can't work for us. And then next thing you know, that other person who told you that, they're out of business. Or they don't have any room for you on their roster, or have any room for you doing some of their shows, and you don't turn down this other person who's running other shows, man. It's ridiculous. Straight up.
And that happens. It happens
all the time. And then you come crying to that other promoter. Man, I don't know.
I don't. It's just a problem here in the indie scene in general, man.
Yeah, it is.
And I would say it's a problem nationwide, man.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, it's not just in the Carolinas and Georgia, man. It's nationwide.
Yeah.
But man, look, like we say, look, man, the Straight Up Wrestling Show. Me and Chris, we have a lot of respect for everybody. That's one thing that really cracked me up when we first started this because we had confidence in ourselves and was defending ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people took it. You know, some people took it as arrogance.
Yep.
And saying we was being disrespectful. No, not being disrespectful.
No.
You know, hey, just being passionate and saying, hey, we know business. We, you know, we know people. Not just one thing about this thing as far as in this wrestling business, and not talking bad about anybody. You know, just like, you know, there's one guy, one of the last shows I worked, he talked about, hey, because I've been in this business for over 20 years, I can do this, I can do that. Man, I don't care how long you've been in this business. Man, look, I had people.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, I had people work for me 5, 10 years, and, you know, hey, in the restaurant business, grocery business, 10, 15 years, there's no way in the world I'd give them keys to run or open up the door. I don't care how long you've been flipping a burger, man. I don't care. When I was working at Hardee's, I had guys working 15, 20 years. I had, flipping a burger. You know, hey, when I was 22, 23 years old, first got out of school, I was a manager at Hardee's, man. And this one, Hardee's was the thing around here.
Yeah.
And I had people who had been 15, 20 years, pretty much, like I said, flipping a burger, 15, 20 years, making biscuits. And they was making just as much as the management. But there's no flipping way. I would say, go open up the doors, count the registers, and pretty much put the crew in place to run a shift. There's no flipping way. Those people were goofy as I don't know what, man. Just did not know what they was doing. I don't care.
But can make the best biscuits in the world.
Exactly. I don't care how good you in that ring. That does not mean that you know how to run a show. That you know how to put together a roster, or know how to put together a card. Mm-hmm. That does not mean just because I got experience in the business. Because I know too many people. I can name too many people because I've been watching wrestling longer than most of the people that's watching us. Most of the people that me and Chris met,
we've been watching wrestling longer than Nick. Yeah. Most of them been alive.
Yeah, outside of a few. Jay Eagle. Let's see. Who else, Chris? That we can say Jay Eagle and a couple other ones.
Yeah.
You know, Jackie Owens. Yeah, Jackie the same age as me. You know, Dwayne Chris Thunder Anderson.
Yeah.
I mean, not Chris Thunder Anderson, but Dwayne Cruiser Lewis.
Cruiser Lewis.
You know, Cruiser like
Boomer Payne.
A couple years younger than me. Boomer Payne. You know, those guys are my age.
But the thing about them though, they've actually been on a major scale.
Yeah, they've been on a major scale, and the whole thing about it is they've been watching it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying these guys can tell you they have watched guys who've been in the business a long time who have started their own organizations. The Jim Cornettes, the Dutch Mantels, and people like that, Kevin Sullivan's, and those guys, and their businesses have failed. And then these guys out here on the indie scene think they can come into business because they've been in the business. And
because think about it. If Smoky Mountain, Jim Cornette ran a good show at Smoky Mountain,
and he failed, and it failed.
But guess what? If it was good as it was, and he would still be running today. But unfortunately, he's not.
Exactly. So I'm like,
and Jim Cornette is one of the greatest minds in this business.
Exactly. And so you got people, and I'm not going to mention any names, and not saying I don't respect these guys. So I respect all of them, and have love for all of them. But there's a lot of guys out here that we met, man, that think that, hey, you gotta, if you ain't put on the trunks, you can't be running this thing. You know, you haven't been in the ring. And I remember when me and Chris first started doing this thing, and then these guys called me and tell me, I didn't know Chris had been in the ring and everything like that. It wasn't all about that. I never been in the ring. I mean, I've been in the ring, but it's a different kind of. I mean, it's a different kind of ring.
Yeah.
It has
four corners.
Where it's 4 corners, it has 4 ropes instead of 3.
Yeah.
Okay. And not just that, I promoted stuff that had way bigger crowds than this wrestling crowd. I promoted music events that had thousands of people.
Yep.
So, you know, I use from what I saw on TV and experience that I got from being around people
real world
experience. Being around Danny Paris, Joe Wheeler.
Shout out to Joe Wheeler, man.
Big shout out to Joe Wheeler.
Yeah, big shout out.
No doubt about that.
Another great mind.
Yeah, exactly. But being around these guys, man, being around uh, uh, Chief J Eagle, being around so many Boomer Payne, being around Chris Thunder Anderson, so many people that I learned from, and adding that to what I saw, man, as far as just
how things are going
in and out of wrestling ring, man. I always at the Greenville Memorial Auditorium. I went every flipping Monday night, man, for 13 years straight, from 75 to 88. I went every Monday night. Didn't matter. My mom and everybody, they was going down to see the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves before we got the Greenville Braves, Chris.
Yep.
They going down there to see them. Hey, on the weekend, we got a special thing going on here in Greenville. I'm asking my mom, can I stay here because I can see wrestling? I went and saw wrestling every Monday night. Went in the back, talked to Ric Flair, talked to Sweet Ebony Diamond, talked to Blackjack Mulligan, talked to Rufus R. Freight Train Jones, talking to these wrestlers, man, feeding my mind, learning how, just watching. And the greatest way to gain wisdom, guys, this is the way you get wisdom. Sit and listen, guys. A great pastor will tell you that. If you listen, that's how you gain wisdom.
Hey, man, and Harry, what they always say in wrestling business? Sit down and shut up.
Sit down and shut up. Hey, and that's what
and they ain't lying, though.
And that's what Danny Paris and all them. That's what he told him. And they, Danny and all them. They say you go in the back, you sit and you learn. And when we first went there, that's what me and Chris did. We went into the back room. APW, they let us in the back room. HWA, they let us in the back room. We sat and listened, man. We saw how these guys were running these cars and doing all these things. And so, yeah, we was learning as we went. It's not something that we just pretty much just jumped into and say, hey, we can do this. Because I tell you what, it would have been a disaster if we would have. Yeah. Because we did not know. And I mean, even the great Vince McMahon said, when his daddy was running, he was just sit in the back and not say a word for about 4 or 5 hours as they driving, while his daddy was talking to a wrestler or another promoter. His dad would go down and talk to Jim Crockett. Jim Crockett, the greatest promoter, in my opinion, ever. He wasn't the greatest businessman. He wasn't Vince McMahon as far as a businessman, but greatest promoter ever. And man, he would just be sitting in the back seat, like I said, on his dad's drive from, let's say, New York to Boston, or Boston or Charlotte, and they would be in the car talking. His dad talking to another wrestler in the front seat. Vince the whole ride, 8-9 hours, not saying a word, listening. He said he in Charlotte, he would go there, and he said Vince, his dad would go because his dad and Jim Crockett was very close. And he would go and his dad was close to Jim Crockett Sr. And he was close to Jim Crockett Jr. He would go and he would be talking to him, and Vince was over there in the corner. And Vince really wasn't saying nothing, just pretty much just listening. And taking notes. Had his head down, taking notes, and just pretty much listening. And you know what? And what did Vince do? Vince, that money, that first $1 million that pretty much funded the first WrestleMania, guess where he got that money from? He got it from Jim Crockett Jr. He sold that time slot that he brought Black Sunday, that WTBS time slot. He had got it, and he and the people down south didn't like his brand of wrestling. He sold it to Jim Crockett. Because, like I say, he had a relationship with Jim Crockett, even though he wasn't talking, but he was smart enough and got wise enough to know that, hey, you can do business with people that you're trying to actually outdo or whatever. You still can do business. And obviously, everybody knew Vince Jr. because of his dad. Yeah, exactly. Everybody, I mean, all the promoters. Yeah. Because there were territories back then. Yeah. So everybody knew him. So when Vince's time came to shine, he was like, okay, this is how I'm going to implement my plan. This is what I've learned over the years, and this is what I've seen work. This is what I've seen fail. Oh, yeah. And this is how I'm going to work everything. And, man, look what WWE is now. Oh, yeah, big time. And you know what? Hey, don't count Vince McMahon out. I mean, I know the guy's old, but don't count him out, guys. Hey. Yeah, he's going through his legal battles. We all know all about that mess. But as soon as that over, he got some up his sleeve. Yeah, definitely keep your eye on him. Because, look, I'm sure he's looking at wrestling, and he's like, hey, without me, this thing is not going too well. Straight up. So I wouldn't be shocked to see him back in this business, Chris. Yeah. He's got something up his sleeve, man. He got something going on, man. Yeah. Let me see this. But I tell you what, once again, we appreciate everybody coming in. Yes. Guys, I'm sorry that my hand was right there, but I am flipping tired, man. I mean, it is hot out here. It's not really that hot. It's cooled off a lot. Yeah, it done cooled off a lot. But yeah, we appreciate everybody coming on as we do our thing here in Greenville, South Carolina. Our anniversary show. Yeah, anniversary show. But guys, pretty much we are going to get off of here for right now. And we'll talk to each and every one of you later. Appreciate Markeem McQueen coming in. Yep. All right. Who else, Chris? Go ahead and go down some names, man. Markeem McQueen come in. We had Bill Hazelwood come in.
Our man Brian Bullitt came in. Who else we had come in, man? We had Magnum, Christine Saucy Girl. Who else we had? Alma Clark. Denise came in. Denise S. Captain Commander came in. Lucas, man. Lucas came in.
Oh yeah.
Will Rally Sport over in the UK. He came in. Escobar Mohammed came in, man.
Okay. All right.
So we had a lot of people watching, man, and we had many more watching that we didn't get to. They probably didn't comment, but we know we had some others that viewed, man. And yeah, we thank y'all, man. We thank y'all for riding with us these past 4 years, man.
Yes.
4 years been a hell of a ride. But there's gonna be more to come. I promise you that.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. But yeah, we definitely appreciate each and everybody coming in. And man, look, I'm getting a little shot of Bank of America right there. So hey, enjoy, some of these little sites here, guys. But yeah, let me go and turn this thing around. So you can look at some of the things. We just in one little spot here, downtown Greenville, South Carolina, and I got the back of Christopher Burton's head right now.
I'm trying to duck down, man.
Yeah, no, you can look, you can talk, man. Turn around and talk, man, and tell everybody. We'll check you guys a little bit later.
Yeah, guys, but thank y'all, like I said, for rocking with us these past 4 years. There's a lot more to come. This is only the beginning, man. This is only beginning, man. And there's so much more that we want to do and that we are going to do, whether it's nationally, locally, or whatever, man. But you guys will be a part of it. We promise you that. And thank y'all for rocking in, man. But we're going to get up out of here, man, because it's starting to get dark.
Yes, it is.
Sure, almost 10 o'clock, man. Good Lord.
Heck yeah.
But we're going to get out of here, man. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us once again, man. Without y'all, there is no us, because y'all help us get to these 4 years, man. We appreciate it. Much love to you guys, man. We'll see you guys later. Stay straight up.
Peace.